Toyota dealership in Arizona will pay $60,000 to settle claims it advertised deceptive prices. This comes on the heels of five New York Nissan dealers settling lease buyout cases with the attorney general for $2 million. Really, you got to be kidding me, because you know what? It's about damn time these stories are getting the press that they need, and states' attorneys generals are finally starting to step up. Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays' office said Tucson car dealership Desert Toyota omitted mandatory accessory costs and reconditioning fees from its internet prices. We got some money going back to consumers, Dad, because of false advertising.
Well, and this, I guess the really, you got to be kidding me, is that there's are some states out there that are willing to put forth the effort and hold the dealers accountable for fraudulent advertising. It is not as if this doesn't go on in every state of the union. And I understand that the consumer affairs divisions in the attorney general's office might not be the largest staffed group, and they might not have a lot of investigators, but it is such common knowledge that automobile dealers for years, many automobile dealers for years, have been advertising prices on the internet that are not prices that they will actually sell the vehicles for. So if everybody knows it, and everybody does, then it's about time that the states protected their own citizenry. An attorney general is an elected position. You run on a platform. Part of that platform has to be taking care of your constituency. And if you know in your state that your dealers are screwing over your citizens, do something about it. And so, I thought, well, my goodness, here's two stories that appear on the same day in automotive news in two different parts of the country, where the state's attorney general's office has held dealers accountable. And it's time. There is no reasonable or good excuse for this not to be going on, happening in every state. Every state needs as many dollars as they can get. Here's an easy way for you to get dollars.
Yeah.
You can find the poop out of your dealers that are fraudulently advertising and put that into the general budget.
Yeah, I like to think of it as, so what we just read there was, or I can share more details. Essentially, this is an Arizona Toyota dealer. So keep that in mind,
Yes.
Arizona Toyota dealer. The Attorney General, Chris Mays, said the store's prices failed to include the full reconditioning fees the dealer charged and the cost of mandatory additions such as exterior coating and door edge guards. Quote, this comes from the Attorneys General. Dealerships cannot lure consumers in with a low online price and fail to honor that price once the consumer arrives at the dealership. Now, the reason I'm harping on this being an Arizona and Toyota problem is because it's not an Arizona and Toyota problem. This is happening in all of the United States, and it is
Yeah.
not brand specific. And so, to your point, Dad, there is the opportunity for enforcement. The FTC Cars Act, if you're unfamiliar, Google search FTC car buying rules, space CarEdge. We have an incredible library of resources on this, and we are huge supporters. And we're actually working towards building a network of our own dealers that we work with that have said they're going to abide by the FTC's cars rules, whether they go through or not, because NADA is trying to block them. I mean, this is in every state for every brand. And to your point, that it's not only thousands of dollars typically per customer that could be going back to them as payment, it's also thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars that could go to the state. So go do your damn job. Clean this
Yes.
industry up. Why are you relying on us to do it? Like, there's a huge opportunity here. But it was refreshing. Two stories in automotive news this morning. Different things, but same concept. The other one was
Yes.
lease buyouts, illegal fees. Can't say illegal because they admitted no wrongdoing. Fees on leases that you shouldn't have to pay, but maybe not illegal
Fees,
because they admitted no wrongdoing. I don't know.
fees on leases that were not specified in the lease agreement,
Yeah.
and all fees that have to be charged if you buy out your lease vehicle at the end need to be notated on the lease agreement at the time of signing. It's not that dealers can just suddenly invent fees and charge you for them. And that's what these dealers were doing. Um, and yeah, one of the most wonderful things about this country is that dealers will write the checks for the fines without ever admitting any wrongdoing. Um, I don't know about you, um, but I'm not writing a check for a $500,000 because I didn't do something wrong. Or in the case of the Napleton Group in Illinois, when they wrote a check for over $10 million, you don't write a check for over $10 million because you didn't do anything wrong. You wrote that check so that you don't have to admit that you did anything wrong. But the point is that there's laws, rules, and regulations already on the books in every damn state. And this stuff is happening in every state and is up to the individual attorney general in each state to want to enforce those laws, rules, and regulations. If they choose not to, it would seem to me that perhaps um, you should check out who's contributing to their political campaigns so that you have a better understanding as to why they're not enforcing the rules and
I want to show
regulations.
everyone we are a lot of talk, but we are also action. Humor me for a moment, folks. We're actually going to go to the Google machine, so Google.com, and we're going to type in how to contact my state's attorney general, CarEdge. Oh no, it was supposed to come right up. How to report a car dealer, CarEdge. Wait for it. Here we go. How to file a complaint against a car dealership. Sorry, guys, that's the thing to search: is how to file a complaint against the dealership with the attorney's general. Like, we've created a guide that literally has a list of all the state's attorney generals here, so that you can find it. Who's your current state's attorney general? Let me zoom out. Who's your state's attorney? How to contact them? I think we even have, yeah, like, we have all sorts of
Probably
resources.
needs to be updated in some cases.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll take a look at that today and see what updates it needs.
This one comes from the Exosphere. What's inside? Just try to buy this Tesla Model 3 from a traditional car dealer. This system is so flawed it needs to be abolished. $17,999. No additional cost mentioned in the listing. I show up, drive it, say I'll buy it, ask what the all in price is. Sales guy disappears for 30 minutes, comes back with this. Number one, to get it ready for sale, we put new tires on it. So that will be an additional $1,545. The dealer fee is an additional $495. And third, they asked me if I made over $150,000, which I do. They said they already priced it with the $4,000 EV tax credit that I don't qualify for, but didn't disclose that on the listing. So this $18,000 used Tesla just became $6,000 more expensive, or a 33% increase from the listed price. How is this even legal in Utah? The sales guy, Rick, was super nice. I like him, but I wouldn't recommend shopping at Tim Dahl Nissan. And here you go, Dad. $18,000 on the website turns into
24 grand.
$24,000 when you go in.
Yeah, how's that even legal in Utah? It's not. It's not legal in Utah. It's not legal anywhere else. It is called fraud in advertising, bait and switch advertising. We did a story yesterday about the attorney general in the state of Arizona that collected a $60,000 fine against Desert Toyota of Tucson, Arizona, for doing exactly the same type of stuff. So it's wrong. It's always been wrong. Dealers say, and I see this all the time in the comments, you're always bashing car dealers. You have there's good dealers out there. Well, when we see more stories about dealers just honoring the price that they advertise this stuff for, we'll stop bashing them. But until that time, until dealers stop doing this type of nonsense, we are going to stand firmly on the consumer side of things and say, If it's advertised for 17,999, that's what you need to sell the damn thing for. And if you put tires on it, that should have been factored into the asking price. And well, you shouldn't have factored in a $4,000 government rebate if you didn't know I was going to qualify for it. It's all nonsense. It is time for dealers and dealer principals to say, you know what? Enough of this crap. Let's just do it the right way. Let's just share what the real price of a product is. And if somebody wants to buy it, let them come in and buy it. And if they choose that they don't want to come in to buy it, as a dealer, my choice is perhaps I should lower the price to make it more appealing. Not that hard. Not that hard. What's the other one?
The other one, really got to be kidding me. It's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Stellantis had more layoffs the other day, Dad.
Mm,
This car dealership guy over on Twitter, they have, reconfigured. I don't know. What do? Reorganize, however the corporate jargon is.
yeah.
9 business centers to 6 corporate business centers. Apparently 40% of the staff out of Denver got cut
Ooh,
at Stellantis, man. So this is
ooh.
really got to be kidding me, because unfortunately we saw it coming. Like, sales are bad. We cover that all the time. Every
Yeah.
single YouTube video is Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, chaos, downfall. There's an unfortunate side to all of this, which is lots of people are going to be losing their jobs. They already have. We've seen
Yes.
material layoffs from automakers, and even more coming down now, which is, really got to be kidding me if you didn't see that coming, unfortunately.
Mm. Yeah, that's an unfortunate circumstance. Yeah, yeah, in corporate reorganizations, they happen all the time. To where you go, okay, so we have nine divisions. Let's cut that to 6. The next thing you know, it'll be down to 2. It'll just be east and west. Whatever it is. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that organizations can get bloated at times because the directions from the top aren't necessarily as clear as they should be. And the only time major corporations tend to really look at their expenses is when things are bad, as opposed to they should always be looking at their expenses, especially when things are good. Because if you were to look at them when things are good, you could find the things that are just fat that need to be cut. So uh, it's an unfortunate circumstance of working for a large corporation, and my heart goes out to those people that have lost their positions.